All right, and we're back live. Welcome back, everybody, to Gods versus Eldritch Horrors. Yes, we had some technical issues. We had interferences from the Far Realm. And for those of you who never watched this campaign before, so in here we're playing D&D 2024 at demigod level. And we're playing that while mixing the multiverse created by AO in D&D with the likes of the Far Realm and Lovecraftian horror and Call of Cthulhu and all this sort of fun stuff. So yes, some say the Far Realm is a place, others that the Far Realm is a process, but to these demigods turned horrors, it's more like a bad decision echoing forever, as they've managed to get themselves stuck in their own time loop of their own making. I had nothing to do with it, maybe just a little finger. And welcome to a campaign where our curious demigods that became nightmares are trying to stop themselves from becoming those nightmares, and time and time again. And as they discover that they can play actually the two sides of the same battle, and so perhaps this is giving them some perspective. I don't know. I guess we'll discover as this campaign evolves. So yes, we usually have 5 members of this party, but tonight we're joined by 3, and let me introduce them to you. We have Ixtihul, the plumage of screams, formerly known as Ixtihul. He packs reality apart one syllable at a time, has new eyes, not all the eyes that he carries with him are his. Ixtihul, would you say hello to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight?
Ixtihul is feeling a bit confused and a bit uncertain. He's supposed to be waiting for someone or something, or guarding something, but it's all a bit jumbled in his head. And there's this very enticing portal that's just right there, and it's kind of mesmerizing, and that's kind of where he's at right now.
Oh yes, looking at that beautiful portal, and then we have our lute-eyed witness, Arltex, formerly known as Arleth. His aura bans grammar. His mind holds the key to something, I guess, to lock other people's minds into perhaps a loop. His hands mime things that people should not mime, and he is the only member of this party that actually has a good memory right now. Artex, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Oh, just very conflicted at this point. Yeah, I'm trying to save a group of people who seem to be happy in their new lives, so, at this point.
I mean, you're trying to save them, but it's like they don't want to be saved anymore. What is happening?
The draw of the new forms is understandable. I find myself to it a couple times as well, but...
Very well. And then we have Minarchaos, the Iron Grudge, formerly known as Minimarco. He's trying to remember everything, except how to explain things. However, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Perhaps if Minimarco remembers everything, he might not like himself as he was, some would say, an Eldritch Horror hunter, one that wouldn't even give a chance to an Eldritch Horror to exist. He would just attempt to destroy, and he had very strong morals about purifying the Far Realm. And here he is, dressing in Far Realm's costume, suggesting to eat people, and and sometimes it can be helpful. I don't know. Narcos, say hello to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
He's a little confused, but his heart's in the right place or places. He might have a couple extra now. Who knows? No, he knows there's a problem, and he's trying to solve it. Whether or not he manages to solve that problem before his brain explodes is another problem entirely. But I guess that's something we're just have to find out.
That is true. And folks, if you wonder, the characters on the screen, yes, what you are seeing these are the gods. This is the party of demigods we had before. We had Zane, the god of courage, Lumpa, the goddess of blade singers and mother of the force, Arleth, god of holistic knowledge, Ixtihu, protector of the wild magic sanctuaries, and Minimarco, god of purity of soul. And this is what they are now. Minarkaus, the iron grudge, the Ixtihilgra, the plumage of screens, Arltex, the lute-eyed witness, Lumpol, the blade in bipolar bloom, and in Zenitil, the dissonant gleam. As you can see, there's some similarities between them. It's not just the color. Indeed, they have turned themselves into their own versions of Eldritch Horrors. And the reason why that happened is because they decided to take a little curious trip to the Far Realm after they stumbled upon a portal. Very coincidental, I mean. Some might say it's suspicious to just stumble in upon a portal to the Far Realm, but they didn't find suspicious at all, and they decided to cross through the other side. And guess what? They found the Far Realm, and they found the Far Realm to be quite interesting. In there, they were disconnected from the weave and from the majority of the sources of magic that they manipulate back in their home plane. And then they decided, hey guys, let's cast a wish. And they decided that they wanted to be home right now. And instead of going back to the plane where they were, to the plane where they came from, the plane where they were, the Far Realm, became their home, and all of them turned themselves into Eldritch Horrors. And you can all thank Minimarco and Ixtihu for that great teamwork, turning all of you guys into the same enemies you had just fought before crossing that portal. Quite interesting. And they had kicked your ass, by the way. So yes, your Eldritch versions of yourself seem to be somewhat powerful compared to the original versions. Or perhaps you guys really not designed to face the Far Realm. Who knows? But let's give our audience a little bit of what happened in the last session. So, the last session had 3 hours 15 more or less, and due to some technical issues with YouTube, don't ask me to explain. I'm still learning a lot as we go along, and sometimes I simply can't explain where the technical issue comes from. And YouTube had a pop-up error that only showed up at the end, and only the first 2 hours of our 3-hour session were streamed, and we only discovered this when we conclude the session at the very end. So I'm going to tell you first a summary of what happened on screen, and then I'm going to tell you a summary of what happened off screen. So, in the previous sessions, the horror had returned to this goblin encampment, which was actually in their past, where they used a telescopic transporter that was all the way in a tavern they found drifting through the Far Realm space, and if you can call it that. And they look into this telescopic transporter and they saw their past. They saw their goblin encampment. And they used that to travel as Eldritch Horrors to their past. The portal it was kind of a portal to their old selves. In there, they've encountered their old selves, and they try to talk to them, but turns out that their language now can't be understood by these creatures. And well, after they arrived, they also realized that the raindrops falling from the sky were slowing down. It's almost as in slow motion. They've noticed that there was this wizard who was talking a lot, and his mouth moved like molasses. And only the horrors and their counterparts, the original selves, remained unaffected by this time dilation thing. And then, as if they didn't have enough problems, their original selves had, after a quick fight, their original selves skedaddled and got away from them, fled. And they received the visit of their old friend, the Void Scriber, a multi-eyed prophet of paradox, who sometimes apparently visits the party or likes to observe them. I don't know what his thing is. He looks like H.P. Lovecraft. He had this 3 pair of eyes, they've. Turns out that the Prophet of Paradox revealed the party's mission, to stop their own transformation had always failed before, and that they were both the victims and the cause of this loop, and a loop within the loop. And he says that it's a poem that writes itself backwards, as he discussed with the party. And then, as he usually does, after having this very philosophical, meiotic type of Socratic conversation with the party, and making them grow a little bit more insane, not just in character, but also out of character, he gave this nightmarish laughter, which triggers something, a trauma, deep inside Arltex's memories. And he actually rolled quite well on his intelligence check. What a timing for the nat 20. And he recovered all his memories with existential clarity now oozing from his eye loot. He tried to convince the other members of the party to stop the cycle. They needed to become their original selves again for power, for clarity, and also for plot symmetry. But meanwhile, Zenithil faced his former self in a solo duet a mile away in this swamp-churned area. The flail battle between himself and his Eldritch and his original self the flails were just exchanging blows, and eventually his original self, Zane, started to realize that this battle was not going to take him anywhere. And he decided to take a tactical retreat, leave to fight another day, and cross the portal that they accidentally opened as part of their combat. And yes, he ended up in the Far Realm again. And the psychic link that the party had to Zenithil suddenly was severed. They thought was impossible at first, because even if Zenithil was in the Far Realm, they could potentially communicate with him psychically. But then they've realized something must have happened. Zenithil's existence is no more. And yes, the moment Zane crossed through that portal, Zenithil vanished. And yes, Zane himself then followed floating through the Far Realm and found the same tavern that he always finds in this time loop, and started to talk to the bartender. And yes, he discovered several interesting things while talking to the bartender. He was there was some sort of celebration of or a mockery of the material planes and the creation of AO, and it's a sort of far realm holiday, and they were selling these drinks, and all the horrors in the tavern were shape-shift into creatures that look like mortals from the material plane, as an ironic satire kind of mockery kind of thing. And yes, it seems that Zane is very good at making friends, and in this conversation with the bartender, which unfortunately ended up happening off screen, he discovered quite a few new things. But before I tell you about that, let me tell you what happened back in the camp. So back in the camp, the same wizard prophesied that this party had fought before after they discovered he was a champion of Claudius, cast a time stop, and finally, with the power of time stop, managed to freeze his own time. Oh yes, folks, time's relativistic. Managed to stop his own time enough to talk to the horrors. And finally, seeing the party clearly, he started to worship them immediately, trying to help and offer help, and fail. And the party realized that he was failing to interpret deep speech, and couldn't quite understand the party, and was losing sanity very fast. Even Arltex tried to say something to him about translating or casting tongues, and unfortunately the wizard understood that he had to eat his own spell book, which he did, and then Ixtiugra decided to shape the flesh of this wizard into something more like an Eldritch Horror, to see if that gesture would potentially yield an ease of communication with him, and it, believe it or not, worked. Ixtiugra gave him some extra legs that are as wobbly as tentacles, and some orbiting eyeballs around his skull, and Minarkles, I guess, Minarkels help him to finish a meal, I guess we could say that, Minarkels, after after Minarkels ate or crushed the bones out of the hand of this creature. And yes, and like that, a new prophet was born, a new emissary of the Far Realm was born. And then what happened off screen? Inside the Far Realm Tavern, Zane learned that it was this night, this celebration, when the horrors dress like mortals for fun. He had some special drinks, cocktails for the occasion, called the Dream Spawn. Turns out he learned from the bartender that Dream Spawn is actually the nickname that the Far Realm calls the mortal creatures from AOs, the Dream Spawn. And he also ended up learning that AO is not a god, but from the Far Realm's perspective. In fact, AO is a creature that came originally from the Far Realm and created its multiverse. In the Far Realm, he's known as the Bard, the creator of dreams. And it says that he has a function to fulfill. And his function is to keep the All-in-One asleep. And because if the All-in-One ever wakes up, everything ends. Everything ceases to exist. It will consume everything. So reality will end. And yes, it seems that the Far Realm understands AO roles and AO creation and the astral plane, everything. And that kind of shattered Zane's mind. It was a bit mind-blowing, even for the likes of Zane. So he left that conversation and headed to the observatory, where this creature, this science creature with many eyes, this scientist of the far realm, if you can call it that, had a telescopic transporter, the same one that Zane had used several times before. Name of this creature is Thingamajig, and the Thingamajig had told the party before that they had come back several times to this tavern to keep using this telescopic transporter in an attempt to try and stop themselves from becoming Eldritch Horrors, and they have time and time again failed. Meanwhile, back in the Goblin camp, the now transformed wizard revealed that his goddess, Claudius, was also an Eldritch Horror. Oh, turns out that the Far Realm is more present in the Pantheon than you guys anticipated. And with quite high level in the hierarchy, if you may. And he also revealed that the many eyes Ixtiugra gave him now allowed him to foresee the future. And he foresaw the return of the demigods right back to the portal zone 1 mile away from the camp in about a week's time. So Ixtiugra and Lumpol immediately flew off to set an ambush in this portal. I mean, that is, if 1 week from now they remember what they were doing. Because the material plane seems to be messing with the memories and with the mind of our Eldritch Horror, of a party of Eldritch Horrors. And then Arltex and Minarchaos stayed behind. They decided to convince this prophesied wizard that he must now act as an emissary and a translator. And the plan is very simple. They're going to try to see if diplomacy works, and if it doesn't, and those demigods head to the portal, plan B is that the horrors that are there are supposed to perhaps devour their past selves or something like that. But yeah, it seems that all roads now lead to repetition. And yes, just to mention some of the key quotes, I should say, from the last session. The Void Scriber said to the party, "You are not tracked by the Far Realm, you are remembered." The wizard prophesies moments before going full snack at the mouth of Marco, said, "My flesh is yours to be scoped." And then we had the bartender casually dooming reality, saying the AO is the bard and the all-in-one must stay dreaming. And of course, we had a classic sentence from Minarchaos: "We are the only ones who can stop us. Unfortunately, we are us." So yes, folks, that's how the loop tightens, and that's the situation this party is right now. And with that, let's see if they're gonna break this cycle, or if they're going to repeat it one more time, or how many more times necessary. Perhaps the whole end of this campaign is gonna be how many times these guys repeat this. Let me bring you guys back to that camp. Where Artex and Monarchios, you've been sitting here with this prophesied guy for a week now. And with the time dilation, it just feels like a month to you guys. Prophesied time stop had ceased, so it went back to be slow motion wizard that can't see you or can't talk to you or interact with you. I'm gonna give you both guys, some time to discuss among yourselves what the hell you're gonna do when the demigods show up. And you can also discuss above table if you want to include the third member of the party with us here tonight.
So, what exactly is our plan when they show up? Do we have one?
Beat him up, figure it out.
Fair enough. Arlith, are you there? You're on mute if you're talking.
No, I'm not. Aw. I would never. Given that Zane has already gone through the portal, I don't know. I the best way in my mind at this point is to tell us the right steps after we send our old selves through the portal and we just cease to be.
But how are we gonna communicate with them?
I can communicate with one, but I've got two.
I guess that we got the prophesied. We just need him to send them the message. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, well, if he'll send that message.
Yeah.
If it's
all get undone because he's gonna cease to exist once we go back to the loop.
You can't think about time loops too much, okay? We just have to assume that when we break the loop, we'll be fine. Because yes, I see what you're. If we send ourselves back and this never happens, we never send ourselves back to stop this from never happening. But
see, things just get more complicated the further we get into this.
Oh yes, that is absolutely true. The things will get more complicated the longer it takes for you guys to solve the time loop. That's kind of how time loops work.
is that paint still usable?
What paint?
The paint for the archery targets.
Oh yes, it is still usable.
I would like to grab a piece of board and keep it on me. I'm not going to let Prophesied see this. I'm going to paint Mistress symbol on it.
You want to paint what?
The symbol of Mistra to hopefully gather some trust from my past self.
Oh, all right. Very well. Very well.
And I will do my best to keep Prophesied from seeing that because I feel like he might have some words.
Oh yes, for all you gather, he seems to think that you are all on the same side, and by the same side, he seems to think that you want the same things that he wants, which is the destruction of all the pantheons of the multiverse. That's what Claudius wants. Starting, of course, with the pantheon of Terrors, but then, of course, it's her ambition goes beyond, and she just wants to take down all the false gods. So you do get the impression that Prophesied is here hoping that you guys will destroy those demigods. As Prophesied haven't connected the dots that you guys, well, how could he? That you guys and your past selves are the same creatures, just from different points in time.
All right, so I guess we're ready to go then.
Oh yes, and I should remind you of a quote from Arleth as well from the last session where he said, "We must become what we were to deserve what we are." Guys, you're getting really good at this, and and I also have a quote from Zane. Ayo is what now? Yes. I had to take quotes the last session because it was just too good. All right. Ixilgra. Let's see where you are. Let's pay you a little visit. Look at you. You and Luke have been here in this place for what feels like a month. That portal is there for a while now. This place is boring. You have no idea what you are doing here. But that portal looks really cool. You know, you wonder what is on the other side. I mean, that looks like a really cool portal.
I mean, it's just so fascinating. And everything else here is terrible. Not nearly enough tentacles, not nearly enough eyes, but this portal is captivating, and it's been so long, and I don't remember what any of this was about. What's the point of it all? I really I like the portal. Maybe if I just put a few tentacles through. What could be the harm? I mean, it's right there, and it's so captivating.
By all means. You can also roll an intelligence check.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh wow. Okay. Yep.
Well, the dice tell the story, as my good friend DMJ likes to say. So yeah, it seems like the dice are telling a story here, very clear one. You are so
Honestly, I'm amazed it
entranced.
took him that long.
You are so entranced by this portal that your mind just goes blank. You are like a little kid that just wants to put his finger there to see what happens.
I just reach out and dip all the tentacles he just dips all the tentacles of his left hand right into the portal.
And as you are you hear Lumprol saying, she says to you,
"You don't do it. No, it's
and as she says
But
that,
I want to.
Ixtiulgra, you are, the moment you touch the portal, you are sucked into it.
Oh, fantastic.
And on the other side, of the portal, let me take you there. You find yourself home. You know what they say. Home is where the screams stop. And here you are in the middle of look at that. Such a beautiful space. Look at that beautiful galaxy, that entire wild space being consumed by the immense tentacles of the Far Realm. This place is great.
Yeah, this is more like it.
Yeah.
No more of those nasty trees.
Yes. And you are indeed enjoying your time in here, spending some good amount of time. And it doesn't take long. Actually, roll perception. Let's see how long it takes. Perhaps it takes the entire session.
All right. Perception. 32.
Excellent. You do see... come on, you didn't come to the Far Realm to see this sort of architecture. What the hell is that? That ugly thing floating in the middle of the Far Realm. You
Real eyesore.
Yeah, you really gotta go there and just, check what the hell is this. Why is this polluting the beautiful view? I mean, as long as you want. If you don't want, that's fine. You can just travel in any other direction.
Yeah, no, I think I'll go. I'll go there and probably wreck up the joint, make it a bit more, appropriate. It's offending my senses. So let's go clean it up.
Very well. And let me bring you there. And look at where you are. As you arrive at the dock, you look inside and you see indeed what looks like another Eldritch Horror creature. This one's look actually quite pretty.
Oh, hey. Gonna head in. Oh. What is this place?
Oh, yes, my name is Lunatic Teacher, and I'm the host of this place. We are celebrating the night of space-time.
Legend, I cannot understand a word you're saying.
Yeah, you're pretty quiet, and the voice mod is pretty intense.
Okay. The voice mod is pretty intense, or is low volume?
Both.
Okay.
That whatever you did for that voice mod made it like quiet and like really pixelated, I guess.
How about now? Does it sound better?
That's better.
That's a lot better,
better.
yeah.
Alright. So, it says to you, I'm Lunatic Teacher. I'm the host of this place, and we are celebrating the night of space-time, where we make fun of all the dream spawns. Would you like a first drink on the house? We call it Dream Spawn Cocktail.
That sounds lovely. Yes.
Oh yes, we have so many things for you to see here. This place is amazing. Let me give you a little tour of all the things you can see here. Look at this. This place, and here you are at the bar. But we have all the sorts of attractions you would find in that ridiculous place that is the Far Realm. You will feel that things here tends to be uncomfortable, out of order, and serves no particular good function at all. There is no logic in the biology and in the infrastructure. You will see that they have this sort of elevated grounds in this place. Yes, it's all thematic with that ridiculous place that the bard created. And yes, we have corners that have things. We have places that have books, because I guess you have to put all the books in one corner. I don't understand. You have a place where you play as if music wouldn't travel through the entire place. And we even have an observatory where Thingamajig has a telescope that you can look into it and look into the material plane. So, quite thematic. The entire place is all decorated. Of course, after tonight we're just going to break everything down and reshape everything properly so it looks proper for other clusters. But just for tonight, just for the heck of it, we are keeping everything looking, weird.
I understand. So yeah, I guess I'll take my free drink and wander around. see these ridiculous sights.
Very well. And while you're doing that,
You still have the voice pod on.
Very well. And while you're doing that, let me bring you guys back to the camp, where guys, coming from the north side, you realize you hear steps, and you realize that in there you have Minnie Markle and Arleth, your two counterparties, step into this place. After waiting for so long, here they are. The two of them facing the two of you. Now, I'm gonna ask you to do something that, well, you're gonna have to figure out on the fly. Menarchaos, I guess you're gonna have to roleplay you and Minnie Markle. And the same for you, Artex. How would that interaction play out between the four of you?
Well, for non-Eldritch Metamarco, it's real simple. It's really just, oh, kill it, right? That's really what his reaction is. I mean, he's a bit more refined than that, but it's you know, enemies ahead, and then immediately engage in combat. He's not about to have a conversation. It's a monster. He's got to kill the monster. Eldritch Metamarco. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. I have to call him Eldritch Metamarco.
Very well.
Eldritch Metamarco. Has no memories. He knows he's supposed to stop them from doing something. So he's going to engage himself in combat when he engages himself in combat. So it's just, the two are just going to immediately begin butting heads, I guess.
Very well.
The other two are going to have to work out that communication, because the two of them are a bit meatheady, you know?
Very well. And Araltex prophesied, had ready action a time stop, and he casts time stop, and it comes to the same time level of time dilation that all the four of you are suffering. And it says,
My lord, would you like me to translate for you?
Oh, gosh. I just don't know what I can say to him to he's gonna pervert anything I say. I don't... I'll tell them, presently we mean them no harm. And I'll shoot a look at Eldritch Metamarco and hope that he gets the idea as well.
very well. And prophesied says,
You two disgusting piece of divinity, usurpers of mortality. My masters say that they will not destroy you just yet.
Okay.
how would Arlet react to that?
I don't think he would take that too kindly, no. I'm struggling to separate my want as a player from my wants as two different characters. Arlfax is also going to, at the same time, on the opposite side of Prophesied, try and flash his crudely painted sign.
Very well. And Arltex, roll performance for us. Let's see how good you are at drawing the symbol of Mystra.
Okay.
I need to roll initiative against myself.
25.
Most likely soon, yes. And you're not bad.
Take
You're not
stock
bad,
hitting your spell
Artex.
to a new level.
You're actually quite good at drawing that. As you flash that to Arlet, roll an insight from Arlet's perspective.
21.
Very well. Arlet realizes you just flashed the symbol of Mystra to him, which either means you are the one who killed Mystra.
Well, he knows that's not true.
And, well, yeah. Or it means you like that Mystra is dead. Or it means perhaps what could a monster want to do with the symbol of Mystra? Arlet, give me extra interpretations. What Arlet would see? How Arlet would see this?
No, that's probably pretty accurate. I agree that it would be a stretch for him to assume that I mean anything more than just the symbol. I was hoping just to garner some goodwill. I need to talk to him, but I don't want Prophesied here. How long does Prophesied's time stop last? 3 rounds?
Well, the time is dilated, so for him now, time stopped. So it's, for his reality, time is stopped. So he could stay here for a few minutes until it goes away.
Okay, but then once his time stops and he is not on the same
Then he's in
time.
slow motion. Yeah, he's on slow motion.
Okay. I will say to Prophesy, give him the other stone if he doesn't already have it.
What other stone? Remind us.
Sending stone.
Very well.
Oh, I created a. I don't know if that was in
You created the Eldritch
the cut.
Sending Stones. Very well. And Prophesied says. And notice that Prophesied now looks like an Eldritch Horror himself.
Yeah.
So would Arlet allow him to approach?
Approach him non-threateningly, and I guess we'll see if Arlith can determine. So I
Alright.
just roll his insight.
So Prophesied
roll.
is going to roll Persuasion, and he has to beat Arleth and Money
insight.
Markle's. And Money Markle's. Yeah, he rolled a 19. So Arleth and Money Markle. This
Oh,
is
no.
if you want him to deliver this to you, you have to roll less than a 19 in your insight checks, so that his persuasion works.
It's a difficult roll. Come on, dice.
You gotta roll low. Oh, Arlet! One less than you would be. You think this creature is being hostile. Manny Markle, how about you?
Wait, I also need to roll insight? Or do I
Yes,
just... it's
yes.
just-
Otherwise, you're gonna crush the
Okay.
Prophesied.
15.
Very well, Manny Marco, you don't think he's being hostile, but Arlet, you do. Or perhaps you're a little bit scared of all these eyes and wobbly legs. What would Arlet do as this creature approaches with a piece of sanding stone that looks like an anthropod, that it's just there are tentacles coming out of it?
He's gonna step back, get a little bit more in line with Manamarco. I can't control that token.
You can't control that token.
I can't.
Okay.
But
I mean, yeah, we don't currently have control of our regular selves.
Well, that's new. All right. Let me give you guys control then.
There we go. Not ready to sling anything yet, but he'll.
Regular Manamarco is looking at you very confused, like, why aren't we stabbing this guy?
I'm burdened with knowledge, regular Manamarco. That's why.
And Prophesied raises his hand and just puts on the ground the sending stone and head back to Arltex and says,
They are too scared of you, Master. But you do well in torture their psychic before you destroy and crush their little brains.
I know, isn't it so beautiful watching them squirm at the mere sight of us?
Yes. Eat their
I could talk
essence.
for hours about
Eat
how.
their divine essence, Master. Would
Oh,
you like
I
me
need
to
it.
tell you what they're going to do next?
Of course I would. Actually, could you give me like a 30-minute description?
I can tell you, they will attack you both. They won't wait. These are primal existences. They only understand violence.
Okay. I'm going to point at this. Oh, actually, Prophesie's really close. I'll probably see the sign. Oh, well, at this point, I'm going to use one of my tentacles to point at the sign and then point at the stone
very well.
on the floor.
Point at there, at what on the floor?
I'm going to point at the sign,
Yeah.
point at me, and then
Yeah.
point at the sending stone on the ground.
All right. With the tentacles, of course.
Yes.
Roll. For lack of a better option, roll persuasion, and Arlet rolls insight.
Okay. Please. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, that's still worse.
Yes. So, Arlet understands what you are trying to say. Apparently, you've persuaded Arlet, at least his curiosity, to take the sending stone. So Arlet approaches, takes the sending stone, and looks at it, and looks just like a normal sending stone.
Okay.
Would he put that
Does,
in his ear?
I don't know yet. He probably not. I'm gonna point at Prophesy. Is there a concept of like wristwatches in this universe? Is that a thing?
Of what?
Wristwatches?
Wristwatches? No.
No. Okay.
No. They're clockwork devices and pocket watches, but not wristwatches.
I don't really know a good way to indicate pocket watch without a pocket watch. I was gonna point to my wrist to indicate time, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can mind flipping out a pocket and checking a pocket watch.
that's a little more involved than just pointing
You
at
have-
my wrist.
You'd have to roll performance to see if they got it, but you could totally pull it off.
I'm trying to be nonchalant until prophesied is no longer a threat.
I mean, he'll just return to normal time, though. He'll still be here.
Yes, but he'll be at normal time and therefore not really a threat. Look how long it took him to cast the spell the first time, you know?
Well, while you guys think about this, let's have a quick early break, bio break, 10-15 minutes as you guys, it's Arlet figure out what he's going to do next, and that gives also a chance for our audience to catch up. All right, everybody, we'll be back in 10-15 minutes. All right, is everybody back?
I'm
Yeah,
back.
I think so.
Yep.
All right. So, we had some time for you guys to think about how to get out of this time loop of your own making. Orlith. Or Arthex. How would you like to proceed here with your emissary?
Above the table, does anybody? 'Cause I don't really know what else to try and do at this point. Does anybody else have any thoughts? We could just. I mean, if me and Manamarco started, wailing on Prophesied, that might make the old us more likely to not hate us, but who knows?
That or, try and save the dumbass.
Try and save who?
If we start with a Prophesied, they might try and save him just because we're trying to kill him.
He looks like us, though. He doesn't look like the old Prophesied. I don't know necessarily that they would make the connection that he's the potentially friendly spellcaster they saw a minute ago.
That's understanding. I don't know. That makes sense.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't have have any better ideas.
Yeah, because I tried having him do one sentence, and as I suspected, he dialed it up. He editorialized a little bit.
Well, you see Manamarco starting to unsheath his sword.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, this is either gonna work or it's not. Let me take a peek real quick. In the 7 days, can we have assumed that our characters would have benefited from the effects of a long rest?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I figured. I just didn't want to click that without being sure. Yes, confirm. Manamarco, I'm gonna need Eldritch Manamarco. I'm gonna need you to back me up on this, and then I'm gonna cast a lightning bolt that Prophesied.
Very well.
At a 5th level. Yeah, 5th level's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen? Famous last words. Very well.
You know what?
As you-
He might be peckish.
As you attempt to cast lightning bolt, Instead, what comes out is a stream, an 100-foot stream of unearthly bile that you vomit. And that liquid that feels like how can I put this mildly? Feels like placenta water. And
Yeah.
and it just covers prophesied head to toe. And as it covers him, you realize parts of his flesh start to grow little mouths and little gibbery mouthers like this start to grow out of his flesh, thanks to this vomit you just threw at him. And now he looks even more like an Eldritch Horror as before, and he bows in front of you and says, "Yes, my lord. I'm not yet a masterpiece. Scope my flesh as you wish."
Is he just into it, or does this not hurt him? Because I honestly could see an argument for the former.
It does hurt for sure. His flesh is parts of his flesh seem to be dissolving, and yet he seems to be into it. He seems to be to think that you are perfecting his form.
This, I didn't really expect that to be the outcome of the. This guy really likes us for some reason, doesn't he?
Oh yes, he worships you guys as if you were gods. Well, Artax, it seems that it's just going to be a matter of a split second before Minimarco and Arleth attack you both. Although you do sense there is an air of confusion in Arleth as he seems to be trying to understand what you did. Were you augmenting that creature? Are you preparing for battle by augmenting your servants? Whoa, that's a whole new game now.
Okay.
And
I'll use one of my tentacles
yeah.
if I can still go. I'll
go
grab
ahead.
the arrow that's attached to that thing beside me, and I'll just stab him with it
Very well.
to the target. That's a little bit. How can that be misinterpreted?
Roll an unarmed strike.
Oh, that's not something. Yeah, there we go.
You've managed to miss him. So,
My lord, I could see this coming. I foresaw you would stab me. Do you need me to be a sacrifice? Is that it?
Sacrifice is not the word I would choose. More like kind of, sort of a martyr, a little bit if you think about it. Not really, actually at all. Anyway.
roll persuasion. He says,
Very well, my lord. Do it.
and now you can attempt to attack again, but this time you have advantage.
Okay. Well, now he's not attacking us or them, though, so now it's just going to look like I'm executing him, and Arleth would not be a fan of that. it.
Just, I don't know, tie him up and or something. Yeah, just throw over to.
It is a very
Okay.
confused scene from the point of view of Arleth and Money Marco. Although Money Marco doesn't really try to explain these things, he just thinks that the only way to fix you guys is by cutting your head off. Or maybe not even like that, maybe burn.
General smiting, yeah.
So, Artex, do you hit again?
I don't, man. I just need things to go my way for once. I wish I wasn't the one who got that 20 on my memory check. You guys, I'm not prepared for all this. No, I will not hit him again. I will tell him to. I will tell him to wait for now, and I will bring my sending stone, the other half, and I will bring it to my ear, and I will hope that I will point at Arleth, and I will point at the sign of Mystra again.
Very well. Roll persuasion against Arleth's insight.
Okay.
Oh, no, Arleth just needs to roll below a 40.
He did.
Very well. Arleth understands what you're doing. But he may be slightly suspicious of you. So let me ask you, what would Arleth do? Would he put the sending stone in his ear or not?
It's a hard sell for Arleth. He's done a lot of reckless things in regards to cursed knowledge. It's hard to say. I could see an argument either way. I'll flip a coin. Arleth will flip a coin.
Very well.
On a 1, I'll do it.
Arleth,
So no.
as you're putting the sending stone in your ear, the tendrils that come from inside your ear connect to the tendrils in the sending stone and just pull the sending stone into your ear. And Arleth sees that, and you realize that for whatever crazy biological reason, these creatures don't have tendrils that come out of their ears. So you don't quite understand, how do they hold things to their ears if they don't have tendrils to hold it? Oh, this biology is so weird. And Arleth looks at it, looks at you, see the thing wrapped around your head by the tendrils that come out of your ear, and seems that he decides not to put it in his ear.
Prophesied. Tell him truthfully what the device is and what it will do to him.
And Prophesy turns and says,
You must put that in your ear so that it can consume your mind.
Oh, no, so that I can speak with him. I said truthfully prophesied, no
so that my
editorializing.
master can speak the truth into your ear and free you from your ignorance.
I'm gonna use one of my tentacles to like face palm.
and Arleth just Arlet just wants to, at this point, Arlet's getting a bit annoyed of prophesied. But,
Prophesied. Can you just say 2 words? If you say anything wrong other than these 2 words, I will not kill you so that you can be this great sacrifice to everything that you want. And also, Clothis will hate you. Say, cast tongues.
and prophesied says,
My master says, you must cast many tongues.
Close enough. Hopefully.
Arlet rolls an investigation.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness.
Wow, Arlet, you've managed to deduce. After all this weird interaction, you get inspiration, first of all. You've managed to deduce that this creature is trying to communicate to you. So Arlet raises his left hand to stop Money Marco on his tracks to cut your head off. And Arlet casts tongues.
Marco, can you cast tongues? Otherwise, I'm gonna wish cast it.
I don't think Marco has such a spell.
Okay, I will wish cast tongues.
So Arlet is going to wish cast tongues. Very well.
Well, that.
Ignore that. I'm scrolling through my spell list. I could actually make something.
And as he does so, it seems he might now understand what you say, Arltex. What would you like to say?
Please tell me you can understand me now.
And Arlet
Can I?
does understand. Yet, roll a sanity check for me.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a. Well, what is Arlet's sanity? Is it my sanity or is it the sanity I had when he was?
It is your past, so yes, you can consider there's a domino effect there. The more you talk to your past, the more your past grows insane. The more you grow insane.
Right. But is it? So do I use my old sanity stat?
Yeah.
Okay, was that like what, 10 or 11?
It was.
Because I'm at 7 now.
Until last session, you had. How many did you lose last session? I had in my notes. Oh, there it is. Oh, yes, it was 15 before.
Oh, it's a little bit better.
Yes.
Down to 7.
Very well. Arlet doesn't lose sanity for the first message. I'm going to just use it. I'm just going to use the sending spell. 25 words. He's not going to. For the first 25 words, he passed the sanity check and doesn't lose sanity. So Arltex, 25 words. What would you say to him?
Okay, real quick, above table. Do you two agree at this point that best outcome is they go through the portal but just don't become us, and they just use the telescopic transporter immediately?
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, I mean, it don't make any way. I mean, you can just, say, not go through portal. Stop. Do not wish. Stop. Go to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've got a sentence. I'm ready.
You ready? Hold that thought.
Yes.
Let me just check what's going on. Back in the tavern, where our friend Ixtihugra you arrive at this wonderful... What is happening? I'm in the wrong screen. You arrive at this wonderful demonstration of cleverness and ingenuity, as you get to see this creature called Thingamajig, who introduces itself and says in deep speech that it's happy to see you back here again. And you still remember the last time you were here, but to your surprise, as you arrive at this place with drink in hands, you find Zane. Zane, who was fighting in Zenithil. And Ixihugra, you can roll the best investigation of your life now.
Yeah, see about that. That's a 19.
Not the best of your life.
Would you like to re-roll that?
Very well, Ixihugra. You think that now you understand why Zenithil disappeared. Because Zane came to the Far Realm. So that makes you think that this creature must have come to the Far Realm, and perhaps Zenithil was slayed by it, or some sort of corrupted magic happened. And well, you don't quite remember what was the purpose of you guys attacking them in the first place, but you are surprised that this creature that is not an Eldritch Horror is standing here in this tavern that was created for the night to make a mockery of the material plane.
Your costume is quite impressive. Very convincing.
And Zane seems particularly confused by what you just said. He doesn't seem to understand. And Thingamajig tells you,
Don't you see? The problem here is that this creature is pretending to be one of us, but it doesn't understand our language. I've been trying to talk to it, and I feel like I'm shattering its primitive mind every time I do. It seems to enjoy looking into the telescope.
An imposter.
Yes. But I wonder for how long we can play with him as a puppet.
I wave my tentacles in front of Zane's face to see what kind of reaction I get.
And roll an insight.
12.
Very well. You are under the impression that Zane finds your tentacles ticklish.
Okay. Not really sure what to do with that. All right. I'm gonna push him out of the way a bit and take a look through the telescope to see what he's looking at.
Very well. He steps to the side, and you've noticed that his mind is confused and shattered, and he seems awestruck, as someone who is trying to process too much information. He seems almost in shock. So you look into the telescope and you see this scene.
And do I recognize it? Do I remember it?
Roll an intelligence check and you have advantage this time.
All right. That's 19.
Very well. You have a strong sensation of deja vu. And you think you are looking at the same place you traveled with the party just a few moments ago, or perhaps just a month ago, to kick those people's ass. And you remember that in this material plane, they have these strange rules of ordering things, one of which is called time. And you think you might be looking at the same place in time where you guys went to try and kick those the ass of those 5 creatures.
Okay. And I assume that I am recognizing that the Zane that I'm seeing through the telescope is the same Zane that
Yes.
I just pushed out of the way.
Yes, and that makes you think that this is incredibly funny because that's probably why this creature's mind is shattering.
I'm just gonna look at the Zane that's in the room and just kind of laugh at him. It's so comical.
As you laugh,
Very entertaining.
Zane loses another point of sanity.
Okay.
No check.
Sorry, Zane. I'm sure he'll appreciate that when he gets back.
Oh yes, most likely. He'll appreciate the fact that he's -4 in sanity at this point. Well, this version of him, his past self, still has some of his sanity.
Yeah, above the table, I'm not entirely sure what to try and do here. I mean, aside from just generally messing with Zane.
Well, Ixihulgra.
Yep.
What would you do? What would your character do? Continue to enjoy the party? Go back for more drinks? Torture this creature? Makes its mind shatter completely? Until we can't even remember anything? Would you try and go back to the past again?
I think he's gonna put one, tentacled arm around Zane's shoulder and lead him back to the party and get more drinks for both of them.
Very well.
Just to see what happens.
Excellent. And suddenly you hear that they starting to play this weird noise all throughout the entire complex, the entire building. And you think that where is it? Here. It seems some sort of rhythmic noise that repeats itself into cycles. It's like bad poetry. You don't quite you don't quite comprehend why they're doing that, but you remember that today is a mockery of the material world, so that's probably why. That's probably why they're playing this cyclical thing. Well, you head back to have a few more drinks with Zane, and on this note, let's get back to
your voice mod on. You've had it on for a minute.
Okay.
Very well. Thanks for letting me know. That's easy to forget. And with that, we're back in the camp. And Arltex, you had a speech ready. Tell us, what was that speech?
Each 20 some odd words. So I'm gonna look at Harlan. Please trust. I'm future you. Must cross portal. Find cabin. Attune to telescope. Make no wishes. When wish, you become us.
Wow. I'm gonna have to ask you to oh, actually, let me ask you. Do you spend an essence to activate your power while you say that?
I wasn't planning on it.
Well,
should I?
I'm asking if you want to cause your past self to.
No, I don't want my past self to never make
belief.
wishes again.
Well,
I don't want that. I don't want that in my brain. I don't want to. Wish is kind of a big part of my game.
very well.
So hopefully he gets the idea that it's just a temporary thing, or else I guess I can just cast the spell again and lose a little bit more sanity.
So, because you didn't spend that divine essence, roll a sanity check for me for your old self. D20 plus 2.
Oh, less good.
Yes. Arlet loses 2 points of sanity on this. And now let's see if he can process this in a way that he believes you. So now roll persuasion versus Arlet's insight, and this time his insight needs to beat your persuasion.
Okay. Okay.
All right. It just needs to beat the 29. Wow. You can't write this down, folks. So yes, because this is a check for him to beat, the 29 is what he needs. The difficulty is 29. So, Arleth, thanks to you rolling a 29 on a DC 29 check, you've managed to communicate to yourself, despite the fact that what you've just learned is extremely shocking. I have to say, the part you were not anticipating, Arltax, is that by saying that, Prophesied now thinks you are a traitor.
Yeah, I figured that would happen.
You tricked me. You
Eldritch
tricked
Metamarco,
me.
look! An Eldritch Horror! Kill Palicide! Prophesied, I mean.
And the Eldritch Metamarco oral text While Arlet is processing that, you think is going to take a minute. You can both click on your tokens and roll initiative against Prophesied. Oh wow, very well. And Menarcheos, what did you roll?
Give me a sec. Come on. Come on. There we go. Not high.
Higher than prophesied, though.
It's 13. I just forgot to have the token selected, so it didn't put it onto my character.
Very well.
One sec. I'll do it again, and then we'll just fix it.
So right.
There you go.
All right. So with that, Arltex, as you realize the hostility in Prophesied, you've noticed that he's now going to use his powers as a champion of Claudius to come for you. What would you like to do?
8th level lightning bolt on his face. Again, we'll see what more that does to him this time.
Very well.
Well, actually, I said again, but it's a little bit more this time. I did only a 5th level. Still in for this go.
As you vomit again in his face, he's and cover him in this placenta-like liquid. You've realized that he starts to pray. And because that's a free action, I'm gonna roll his religion check. And Arltex, what else would you like to do?
I will bonus action Eldritch Inspiration, my buddy Manamarco, future Manamarco. Mm-hmm. And I'll stay up close. I think Prophesied wants me more than he wants the other Manamarco right now.
Very well. And Menarcheos, what would you like to do?
Well, we just come right up close to him, and then just I am going to do this. Cast a spite, and then let me roll the attack for it. Oh, that's a natural 20 on that smite.
Oh, that's nice. Double that smite.
Yeah, let me go roll down and redouble that smite.
Very well. So with that, you are giving a total of 55 plus 46. That's 101. 101 points of damage in that attack. And as you do so, Menarcheos, Prophesied falls to the ground. His squid-like body still trembling, and you've realized you just took down a champion of an Eldritch Horror.
Single blow.
And as you do so, I have to say, you hear the thunder sounds, and you start to hear the rain. And out of the darkness of the blink of your eyes, you see a similar creature you had seen before. You can't quite explain what it is. You find it's older than you. This creature is looking at you with these many eyes that seem to blink like stars in the distance. The creature observes you, Minar Chaos, and you feel a chill in your existence, almost like a shiver going up and down your spine, or your spines, how many you have. If you had hair in your body, you would all be up right now. You feel this. By destroying its champion, you have drawn the attention to yourself of something far older, far ancient, and you feel that you just bought yourself an enemy. As this happens, Arleth is now convinced that what you were saying, Arltex, is true. Money Markle still trying to... Money Markle, roll an insight for yourself to see how much of all this situation you are understanding now after Arleth exchanged with Arltex.
What should I roll?
Insight.
Insight?
Yeah.
That's
well.
a better number than last time.
Mini Markle, you understand that Arleth is communicating with this creature. He probably cast some sort of spell to allow him to communicate with this creature. And you understand that the creature just destroyed, prophesied, and they're not acting with hostility towards you. So you're trying to deduce what is it that he could possibly have said to Arleth that would make Arleth hesitate on attacking these creatures. You have the impression that you are a kind of a standoff right now with these creatures, and you are trying to understand what is the next step in this standoff. And Arleth, despite your losing your sanity, you seem to have believed the message you received, that these creatures are the future, but a lot of the elements in that message talk about things you have no idea what they are referring to. Like a tavern, like things that will happen in your future, but because you're not there yet, you have no idea what they're referring to. It's like hearing a prophecy. Arltex and Menarcheos, the two of you sense two things. You sense Lumpul. Your psychic connection with her ceases to exist.
Uh-oh.
Just like it happened to Insanity. And, well, Ixihilgra. As you are having a drink with Zane, suddenly you notice the glass falls to the ground as it passes through your tentacles. And as it hits the ground, you vanish and cease to exist. And because of that, Zane loses another point of sanity because he thinks you were just a figment of his mind. And
Punishment for not showing up.
And he's growing insane. And he thinks you were all a fabrication of his very creative mind. And therefore...
Poor Zane.
Poor Zane.
He's been with the party for like 3 days.
Oh, I gotta say, you guys are really not a party people should be walking with. And you guys back in the camp notice that your psychic connection with Ixihilgra is also seized. And Arleth and Minimarco have no idea what to do next, as the other members of the party apparently have crossed the portal. So Arleth, what would you say to Arltex as you read the message you wrote? What questions would you ask?
What do we? Arleth knows about the portal, yeah. He doesn't know about anything past the portal because that Arleth hasn't been through.
He doesn't know anything about the future. He doesn't know there is a portal. He doesn't know there is a tavern. He doesn't know he's in the present. You were talking to him as if he knew. He had the same memory as you
I thought
do.
he knew about the portal. I knew that he didn't know about the. I just thought that the team knew about the portal already, or at least knew.
No, they discovered the portal when you guys discovered the portal when you went after Zane. You were looking for Zane, and you found the portal.
Okay.
I mean, Minimarco found that portal once. I'm sure he could do it again.
Well, yeah, there's also the idea that the other two have already gone through the portal, and one of them are the ones who can grant the wish that starts this all over again.
That is true.
Okay, I could ritually cast Tensor's floating disc and try and... Because we move fast, right? Me and the elders forms of us, we move quick, don't we?
Yes. Particularly because time is dilated, so to anyone that belongs to this plane observing your movement, it feels like you just zooming through. Okay.
But effectively, then, Arleth and Minimarco, the non-Eldritch versions, have the same buff because they're caught in our time.
They don't have the same buff exactly. It's not. They can see you and talk to you and interact to you in the same speed, but they don't belong to the same place you belong. The rules of physics that apply to you don't apply to these creatures.
That's why when we were fighting them originally, they seemed to teleport around.
Just because they are suffering from the time dilation doesn't necessarily mean that their senses can follow everything you do.
Okay. Well, talking to myself is dangerous because it loses sanity. I'll risk it one more time.
Well, Arleth would have questions. He doesn't understand most of the message. It's quite cryptic. It's quite prophetic.
What?
He talks about things he doesn't know what it is. So and you know Arleth, he's gonna ask some questions. What questions would Arleth ask out of the first sentence of 25 words you sent him?
The future? That time travel isn't real. What portal are you talking about? There's a cabin? This does not make a lot of sense. I for some reason, I feel like you're telling me the truth, but
What's that old meme go like? You can't handle the truth. Arleth can't handle the truth.
Can I draw a rudimentary map in the sand?
You can certainly try. Roll your
We would,
performance. Let's see how good you are at drawing maps. Not bad.
23.
You know, you're a great artist with this, with sticks and mud. Well, so you draw a map on the ground. What would you like to do more?
Yeah. I'm going to draw a map, and the map will just indicate where the portal is. And I guess Arleth will see that and attempt to read it.
Yeah, roll an investigation for Arleth. While attempting to read is the right description of what Arleth is doing. He doesn't seem to have much of a clue. He thinks that perhaps those are glyphs. Perhaps you're writing down your own language.
Does this text have any meaning to you, Mana Marco?
We shall check. You know, Mana Marco and his specialty of investigation.
I have a
Manny Markle, you are much less versed in arcana knowledge than Arleth is, so to you, that drawing is clearly nothing arcane-like. It's just a bloody map. What is he talking about? Glyphs and language?
I see what I want to see.
It's just a drawing. It's just a drawing of a map.
So what I have learned today is... Looks over at Arleth. Did no one ever teach you how to read a map? Those are clearly map symbols.
What's a map? I know headings. That's it.
You've never traveled anywhere.
No, I've traveled everywhere. I just don't use maps.
Map is?
I lost.
How did you get anywhere?
Intuition, really. Anyway,
he's like, he's just gonna look at you, and that sort of like disappointment you see when an old person hears that a young person does not have basic life skills.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Anyways, he's just gonna read the map, and he'll just like explain the map to him.
Okay, so that's where the portal is then, and Arl thanks will emphatically nod if he can do that.
Yes. And Arltex, you think that he's trying to detach his head out of his shoulders so that he can understand better. Which would make sense.
Okay. So then Arleth will say, but that doesn't... Where's the cat? Where are the rest of the steps? This isn't enough. And Arlthax will just gesture at all of Arleth. Like, it's all on you, buddy. You'll figure it out.
Very well. Now that Money Marco and Arleth know the direction which the portal is, Arleth starts to head towards there with Money Marco, and they walk through the other side of the encampment, and they start to head towards the swamp. And as they do so, soon enough, the two of you don't see them anymore. And then takes about 10 to 15 minutes. But Arltex, you realize that Minarchaos is starting to grow transparent. And you can see the barrels behind him, through him. And eventually, Minarchaos, you cease to exist. And Arltex, not long afterwards, you cease to exist. And just like that, we're back into a familiar place. Well, to the players. Because to the characters, the four of you have never been here before, and I'm gonna ask you to roll sanity checks for me. As you once again are observing stars, planets, galaxies, wild spaces being consumed by tentacles that grow from the far end.
What is my current sanity in this form? At this point?
Let me check.
Because what's on my sheet is 4, and I don't think I was quite that low.
No, you were not that
at
low.
this point.
No, you lost a lot.
Yeah.
You lost a lot of sanity in this process.
You're gonna.
Let's call it a 10 for the time being.
All right.
Arlet had a 14, now has a 12. And the Manimarkle, how much was your sanity?
10.
10? Okay, let's keep that 10. Very well. Yeah, Manimarkle, you didn't... No, you did lose some sanity. Let's put you at 12 as well. You lost some sanity when you turned. So now, Arlet, you guys are back playing your actual characters, not the Eldritch Horror versions of yourselves. As it turns out, as the 4 characters have passed through the portal, the moment they did that, your Eldritch versions ceased to exist. And you are now perceiving reality from the point of view of those characters that passed through the portal. It's like a do-over for you guys. But now, Arleth, in character, has some tips to navigate, and he knows. So, Arleth, would you like to share with the party those tips? The message you received? Because Lumpa and Ixtihil were not there with you. They have no idea what you talked to. Manimarkle was there, but, well, Manimarkle understands the creatures made a map, and you somehow talk to the creatures, but he's still missing quite a lot of context. So, what would you like to share with the party?
I spoke to one of the creatures. Well, at least it claimed to be me. It led us to this portal, me and Manimarco. Manimarco can vouch for that. I believe that he was being truthful. He did not fight us. Again, anyway. All he gave me is that we need to find a cabin and then attune to some telescope. And also that under no circumstance should we make wishes, as apparently that is what led to us becoming them in the first place.
Oh, to know. Are you sure
wait.
it could be trusted?
Becoming them in the first place, Ixtihil, both you and Lumpa gotta do sanity checks. Oh, let me see what your sanity checks were before. Arleth, you maintain your sanity. Yeah, all three of you maintain your sanity. But Ixtihil, you and Lumpa gotta roll insight on Arleth to see.
Oh, all right.
And Arleth, you gotta roll persuasion.
You don't have to roll very high.
Well,
Thanks to you. Okay, that's a pretty good one.
okay. Let's see if you.
I trust him completely.
Let's see if you convince Lumpa. Yes. Both Lumpa and Ixtihil trust what you've said, and because they trust what you've said, and they believe in your words that they have become Eldritch Horrors in the future, they both have to do a sanity check to see if they lose 1 or 2 points of sanity. I'm gonna roll for Lumpa. Lumpa does not lose any sanity, and Ixtihil, you do. Of course you
rolled
do.
a 7. Yeah.
Of course you
The game
do.
really just likes insane XTU.
Yeah.
The dice, really.
He's just meant to be crazy.
So Ixtihil, your sanity levels are now at 9. And well, Arleth, it seems everybody's quite shocked about what you. Oh, Manny Marco, wait! You have to roll as well.
No, he was there for the original explanation before we got into the realm,
Oh yes,
right?
but you didn't know that that creature you were looking at was yourself. So until now, that Minar Chaos
I guess.
was you. So now you've just learned that. So please, roll a sanity check for us. D20 plus 1.
That's 1d200.
Yes,
My bad.
that is quite a large D20.
Well, does he lose any sanity?
Not with that number. I think I gained sanity.
Oh no!
I would like to use my inspiration.
Yes, please. That's unbelievable. I don't understand how you always manage to roll a nat 1 on your sanity checks. It's unbelievable.
I have. That's a nat 20 followed after that one.
very
You know
well,
what?
It's a 19.
Excellent.
Oh, you're right. It is a 19. I forgot there's a +1 on that. Whatever, same difference. I still don't lose any sanity.
Excellent. Because you're about to lose 3 points, so it's a good thing you.
Oh.
It's a good thing you had inspiration for that.
I think dropping down to 7 sanity would be a problem. Oh wait, no, I have 12, so it would be 9.
Yep. Yeah.
Still, less than
yeah.
10 would be a problem.
Yeah, it would definitely would.
I represent that remark.
Well, the 4 of you are now floating in space with the idea that the next wish you cast apparently will turn you all into Eldritch Horrors. So that concept should help you navigate this, right? Right?
You just have to find a cabin.
Very well. Roll perception.
Mike, D&D Beyond is really liking these 7s.
Yeah.
Xdeel's head just kind of spins around as he surveys the like in all directions.
Very well. And Ixiu, as you survey in all directions with your great sight in this darkness, you're trying to get your eyes used to this. You see something that you think is an eye, a teethid eye, looking back at you, and you lose a point of sanity.
No check for that.
No. You just saw a gigantic eye the size of a planet looking back at you with the teethed mouth around it, and you realize you're looking at something so ancient and horrifying that you just want to block your mind from believing that that's real.
We should take a note out of one of our first adventures where the people, remember there was the amethyst dragon and the spellcaster. Yeah, they had all those scrolls of mind blank to save themselves from this. We should have done that.
That's not a bad idea.
Take a page from their book.
Yeah.
We managed to make it through this. We should definitely do that.
Yeah, I think
Next time.
Manimarco, did you roll your perception? Roll your perception.
Oh, do I have to search? Can I just like keep to myself and meditate and not look out into the void?
By all means.
You know, just a gentle centering of oneself in this strange environment.
Well, Lumpa sees the same thing Ixtihu see, and she loses a point of sanity as well. So, Ixtihu, do you continue looking, or are you too scared now?
Well, since I have slipped below the average level of sanity at this point, I think he's gonna keep on looking.
Very well.
Should I make another perception check?
Yes, by all means.
And this is how we get to the madness. That is another 30. Wow.
Oh yes, and the same for
Oh my
Unbelievable.
goodness.
And the same for Lumpa. The two of you continue searching, and in the distance, you see something much more disturbing than that eye. A vortex opens, and out of that vortex, something so huge, you think is probably the size of an entire mountain, passes through a portal as if it was any other day. He just enters this void. It's far into the distance, and I have to say, all of you lose 1 point of sanity the moment you see that, because that can't be unseen. That is the biggest mind flayer you have ever seen in your entire lives. And that creature flies into the void that you are in, and then you lose track of it as it dives into the darkness. It seems ancient, huge, the size of a mountain, and it seems to be completely uninterested in your presence. You feel close to this creature like a grain of sand, like ants that have been ignored. You feel that whatever this is more powerful than any greater deity that you have ever known. Is probably the most powerful creature you have ever seen or be in the presence of. Except perhaps for Lumpa and Arlith, because they've met Ao in a previous campaign. But for Xtihil and Manimarkle, this is something that makes you rethink your entire scale of power, your entire hierarchy in your mind. If this is what you encounter in the Far Realm, you realize how minuscule, how impotent you are against this level of creature. And it makes you... It's like taking a cold shower. A very, very cold shower. Cold shower of reality. And then my question is, do you continue looking Xtihil?
I think yes, although Xtihil has turned himself invisible just as a involuntary reflex to what he just saw.
Very well.
I'm pretty sure Mannimarco's... I had said Mannimarco's eyes are closed. So I don't think he actually saw any of that unless he saw it through his closed eyes. Which is entirely possible considering where we are.
The presence of the creature and the fact that everybody else is just looking at that in awe would have drawn your attention. It was just too big of an event, Mannimarco.
All right, how's a 34 do?
Excellent. Xtihil, you know, as you are looking with a bit more calm through this darkness, try invisible now, calm because you are a bit invisible and you think that will probably hide you from whatever creatures are out there. You see this little asteroid with what seems to be some sort of medieval tavern on top of it, and yes, it just seems like a normal building, like one you wouldn't usually see or expect to see in a place like this. You guys make your way there, and it doesn't take long until you arrive at the dock on the outside. And on the inside, you see a monster you can't explain.
I'm not seeing my token or anything else other than the grayed out map.
All right, let's see what's going on. How about now?
Yes. No, I see.
Is this same truth for Arleth and Manimarco?
Mine was working.
Okay. Same to you,
I can see the
Manimarco?
map.
Very well. All right. You guys arrive at this place, and well, surprisingly, you hear the sounds of a tavern. What? How is it possible? Normal sounds of a tavern. Sounds you would expect to hear back in the material plane. How is this possible? So, what do you guys want to do as you stand outside, looking at this place, assessing if it's real?
Xtihil is going to start poking the walls of the outside of it, just to test them for this, as you just said, just to see if it is actually real.
Well,
because it doesn't make any sense.
as you do so, there is this creature in the inside that speaks to you in a language you can't comprehend. To you, it sounds like. And yes, I am going to ask. Roll a sanity check.
Of course.
And now, XTU, you have a -1 modifier. Oh, Manny Marco. You lose another
So
one.
that's an 11.
You've passed. The
with
DC is,
-1.
is 10. When I don't declare the DC is 10. So, Arleth, you've passed. You maintain your... Very well. Manny Marco is the only one who loses insanity. Well, let me see. Let me see, Lumpa. Yep, Lumpa as well. Misses another point of sanity. As together with you, Manny Marco, she's trying to understand what the hell is that you're looking into. So, Ixtihil, the creature you were looking through the window disappears.
The bartender?
No, the granny. The old lady you were seeing through the window disappears.
Wait. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, perhaps you
I
missed
don't remember
her.
you mentioning...
I'm gonna put her there again. That lady there. That Arleth. Oh, perhaps Arleth Lumpa. Yeah. Can you see her?
Okay, yeah. I see her now. Yeah.
She just vanishes.
Okay.
And it seems this creature is talking to you, but you can't understand what it's saying.
Gotcha.
So, what now, guys?
Find a telescope.
Yeah, find a telescope. I guess we tried find a telescope.
Very well.
Do I roll an investigation or something to see if I can figure out where it is?
You gotta come in the place first, no?
Sure.
Unless you
There
want
we go.
unless you want to investigate from the outside, up to you.
No, I'll
Yeah.
come in the building first.
Having determined that the building seems to be real enough by poking it, Ixtiol is also gonna tentatively head inside.
Excellent. And as the bartender is trying to communicate with you, and you don't seem to understand or reply, the bartender start to suspect that perhaps you are not from here. And you hear Lumpa telling you, guys, I don't think he's friendly.
He was friendly
are
enough
we
to
gonna
Zane. Well, we don't know that, but he was friendly enough to Zane.
Are we gonna have to fight this entire bar?
You know,
I don't think we win that one.
I don't think so either.
Did somebody say they had to leave around now?
In about 10
You're
minutes.
Not late,
Yeah,
whatever
in
your
about
thing
10
was.
minutes.
10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you're not going to be late because we're about to get into a fight.
So,
Or at least it seems like we're about to get into a fight.
well, the creature steps over the counter and try to communicate to you guys again.
Can I? Would I recognize? I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious, but this is definitely a like an abomination sort of a thing, rather than like something that I'm not going to be able to communicate with by casting like speak with animals or something like that, right?
Yes, you are.
That's pretty obvious.
Yes, you're fairly certain
right.
that you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, there is one person in this party that seems to start to understand this creature. Arlith, your tongue's spell is still active. Lasts for an hour. And you realize that what this creature is... This creature just has an accent compared to the previous one you talked. And at first, you were kind of struggling to get its accent. But now, you do understand what it's saying. It seems to be talking...
Welcome, the celebrations are almost over, but we still have some time to serve you guys. If you want to come in, you are welcome to enjoy our specialty. Tonight we have special cocktails to celebrate and make a mockery of all the dreams spawned in Ael's creation.
Well, I love making fun of Dreamspawn myself. Absolutely, actually. Why wouldn't you run up a tap for the four of us?
And Money Marco, XTHU, and Lumpa, you look at Arleth as he says...
Give my three friends. They're the strong, silent type. You know how it is.
And Marco is just slowly reaching towards his sword.
I will put my hand on Metamarco's arm and just shake my head. No.
The tentacle
is... Sorry,
go ahead.
Oh, Ixihul is going to slap Arlith on the back, like he's trying to... Like he thinks that he's choking or coughing or something.
Well, as you're doing that, the massive tentacles of this creature reach 4 cocktails behind the bar and go all the way towards you at that distance and serve you all this cocktail that, well, let's just say it looks at you almost with the same curiosity that you look at it. Yes, it has some eyes floating in there.
Perfect.
And the creature says to you, Arleth,
the first one is on the house. You are welcome to have more afterwards. By the way, love the costumes. You guys are nailing today. I mean, there's a guy who is just up there in the observatory who just came before you. Honestly, I think among the 5 of you, I don't know who I will give the prize. You are all killing it.
Wow. Thank you. We tried for so long. Obviously, it's a little bit limiting, you know, without the tentacles. We can't, like, I couldn't even reach the drink on the bar, but it's worth it, I think, for thematic realism. You said there's a 5th. We'd love to see him. We'd have to compare outfits. He's just up there.
roll deception followed by persuasion. If deception is successful, you can roll persuasion.
Okay.
Give me a second. Oh boy. So he doesn't roll with advantage, and you shouldn't be seeing that. He doesn't roll with advantage, so that's actually a 31. So you can now roll persuasion. You've successfully deceived the creature.
Okie dokie.
Very well. And since you beat that 31 with your persuasion, he says to you,
Oh yeah, he's just up there in the observatory. Just follow the stairs here at the end of the bar. Anyway, hey, Lunia, should be calling people to the stage so as to give the medals for the best costume soon. So, yes, we're gonna conclude our festivities. Honestly, it's a bit of a torture to stay inside this place. The way the bard just create things that don't make any sense to me. And those creatures existing in that creation, they're just ridiculous. So, staying in this construction as it is a torture, so I'm really hoping the event will end soon. Anyway, once you hear the ring, please just come back to the stage. It's right there, so we can decide who is going to be the winner of the costume tonight. And after that, you can of course remove your costumes because that must be killing you to stay in that form.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to stretch out my tentacles. And then I'm gonna gesture to the group like, guys, please come on, let's go this way.
Ixtiel is going to quickly take a sniff of his drink and then dump it into those plants right over on the side there.
Roll a lay of hand.
Oh, darn, I was afraid of that.
The number to beat is... the number to beat is 27. As you dump the drink in the plants, you hear the creature saying... It sounds angry to me.
Sorry about that one. He hit his 7 brains. He's a bit concussed.
And I don't understand what Arlith is saying either, correct? When he speaks to the bartender?
Why is he feeding this great drink to the plants? I mean, they are all fake.
Yeah, but you know, they kind of look tentacly, like if you think about it a little bit. He's just trying to share the love. He's a very loving guy. He doesn't know. I promise. I promise he loves the drink. It's not an insult to you. He's just stupid.
Roll deception.
I'm using my mask. Topsy-turvy. It's a nat 20, actually.
Very well. Very well.
Hold on, I can put that. Where's the feature thing? Actions, right? Because it's inventory. Oh, I guess I can't put that. Anyway, I can turn a 1 into a 20 with topsy-turvy because of the jester's mask. So.
Yeah, okay, no, yeah, I understand. If he only has 7 brains, I can understand why it's so stupid. Very well. Okay, hey, little buddy. Follow your friend up there. Don't throw the drink away. Okay, little buddy. Just follow your buddy. Just follow your other buddy. Huh?
I'm gesticulating as hard as I can to come towards me.
I'm gonna fly over to here and then just start teleporting over. Just getting past this thing as fast as possible.
Very well. It's to you.
Follow our list.
As you attempt to teleport, your teleport doesn't work.
It doesn't work? Like,
it doesn't
in what way
work.
does it not work?
So, in the way that you know when you try to teleport and then you just stay in the same place, just like every normal person does? That's how it feels.
All right.
Okay. I do actually have to leave now, though.
All right. Yes, we're concluding now. As all of you head upstairs, You've reached the laboratory of Thingamajig, and surprise, surprise, the fifth person you encounter there, which, by the way, you were not expecting as you ditched him before, is your buddy Zane. And as you reach the laboratory of Thingamajig, and you find Zane there, and Zane curiously now looks at all of you and says, "Wait, am I imagining all of you as well?"
Zane, we've been looking all over for you.
And on that note, we'll conclude this session here. For all of you who have been watching our campaign and have been following us throughout the session, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you here, and you hope you're enjoying, and we'll continue next Saturday. Have a good week, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.